Welcome to your weekly fantasy football recap. I'm your host, Krim Barflow. Week 2 is in the books, and things are starting to get spicy. Two teams have emerged from the pack, sporting flawless 4-0 records. Team Hot Logs and the Critical Hits. Could Logan's bold strategy of drafting 4 starting quarterbacks in a 2-quarterback league be paying off? Only time will tell. Now, let's dive into this week's games. First, we have the aforementioned Team Hot Logs, taking on the defending champions, Hakuna and Jigba. Carried by Triple 30 Burgers from Devon Achan, Malik Neighbors, and Nico Collins, Team Hot Logs upset Hakuna and Jigba, handing them their first defeat of the season, proving that yes, blind squirrels can indeed find their nuts. Speaking of bold strategies paying off, Team Seymour Audible was able to leverage Chris's favorite position. No, not the inverted wheelbarrow tummy tickler. I'm talking about his tight ends. Thanks in large part to George Kittle and Brock Bowers, Team Seymour Audible was able to regroup and overcome their embarrassing Week 1 performance to pull off this week's second upset over Olave Garden. In less exciting news, the Critical Hits continued their winning ways against Will Levis's baby arm. It was an all-around performance from the team, led by Kyler Murray and Rashee Rice. And another disappointing week from last season's silver medalist Grant, who takes home this week's Johnny Manziel Underachiever Award. In this week's Nail-Biter, it was the Schmucks taking on Team Too Busy to Be Bothered to Draft, led by Breece Hall, Justin Jefferson, and Chris Godwin. Team Cody was able to hold off the opposition by a margin of less than 3 points to move into second place in the East. I, for one, cannot live in a world where an auto-drafted team succeeds. Shame. Shame. Just do better, league participants. Now, for this week's Game of the Week, let's go down to the field for the station's gender-inclusive new hire, Sally Turfin Knees. Sally?
Thanks, Krim. This week saw a battle of Week 1 bottom dwellers in 2.5 boroughs, and Houday and the Blowfish. As if completely inspired by your strong words last week, the Blowfish put up a barrage of points this week, led by this week's top scorer, Alvin Kamara, as well as Devontae Adams and James Cook, and were able to humiliate Team 2.5 projected wins. Krim, everyone here is calling for Mike to sell the team, and I can't blame them. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Sally. Great work out there. Now, let's take a look at the upcoming matchups. Should be an exciting week, as league juggernauts Alex and Eric will be facing off for the first time this season, as well as last week's top dogs, Chuck and Logan. Who is in line for an upset this time? Tune in next week for another recap. This is Krim Barflow signing off. Best of luck next week, competitors.